Today I'm gonna show you how I make this delicious stuffing for turkey or chicken. I usually make it for Thanksgiving, and it's also delicious just as the main dish, just to make some delicious tacos. You are just going to love it. Hi everyone, welcome to Cocinando con los Wits. Today I'm gonna show you how I make this delicious dish with ground beef. I use this dish usually for the stuffing for my turkey when we have our Thanksgiving dinner, and you are just going to love it. It has a little touch of Mexican and it's so delicious. You can also use it for stuffing chicken, or just to eat it like that in tacos. Is super delicious. Okay, we're gonna start with the ingredients for this delicious recipe. Let's start with the ingredients. The first ingredients that we're gonna need is 2 pounds of ground beef, any type you like. I'm using this one and it's 80/20. You can use any ground beef you like. And we're gonna use this that is very similar to chorizo, and this is what it's gonna give it that Mexican touch that I was talking about. It's called longaniza, and it's made out of pork meat. It's very similar to chorizo, but it has, for me, a better flavor. But if you can't find longaniza, you can use chorizo too. But usually you can find longaniza everywhere now. You can even find it at Walmart or at Costco, depending where you live. So we're gonna use 1 pound of longaniza. We're gonna use a can of mixed vegetables. We're gonna use 1 small jar of olives, and this one is 10 ounces. You can use as many as you like, I guess. We're gonna use 1 spoon of garlic powder. We're gonna use 1 spoon of chicken bouillon, and we're gonna use some oil. Any oil that you use for your cooking. This is olive oil, only if we need it. And we're gonna need a pan or a pot that is kind of like deep to cook the meat, and we need a lid. So that's what we're gonna need to cook our dish today. We're gonna start cooking this dish. The first step is just to put the ground beef in the pan with the longaniza or chorizo. The first step is gonna be to remove the membrane that the longaniza has, and we're gonna just throw it away. We're just gonna put the longaniza in there without the wrapping, the membrane that is covering it, and we're gonna start cooking it. Okay, I have the meat and the longaniza here in the pan ready. And now I'm just gonna try to mix it all together to break these pieces of longaniza in smaller pieces. And I'm gonna add 1 cup of water so it just cooks better. And I'm gonna mix it again before I put it in the stove. Okay, now that I have it ready, I'm gonna add the garlic and the chicken bouillon. And I'm gonna turn on the stove in high heat. Okay, I'm just mixing everything a little bit more. I'm gonna turn my stove in high heat, and I'm gonna cover it and let it simmer for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna come back around 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and mix it again, stir it to make sure that everything is cooking evenly. Okay, 5 minutes have passed, exactly 5 minutes, and as you can see, the water that we added helped all the juices of the meat and the longaniza come out. Now we are just going to mix it to make sure, as you can see, some of it is not cooked yet. To make sure that it's mixing together and that it's cooking evenly. At this point, I'm gonna lower the heat to medium heat. And I'm gonna cover it again and I'm gonna let it cook for another 5 minutes before I come back and check if it's done again. Have passed, and as you can see, all the colors, flavors from the longaniza and the meat came out, and the oil, like I said, we were going to use the oil only if we needed to use it, but as you can see, we're not gonna need it. Some oil from the longaniza came out, and that's gonna help cook the meat. We're gonna remove the lid right now, and we're gonna let it fry a little bit. So the water is gonna evaporate, and the oil, the fat that came out of the meat and the longaniza is gonna help fry it so it has a very delicious flavor. Okay, we're gonna let it fry for 5 minutes and medium heat without the lid. Okay, it's been 5 minutes for a total of 15 minutes now, and the water evaporated completely and the meat is starting to fry. So I'm just gonna be here stirring it for around 3 to 5 minutes until I get it to that fried color that I like. So I'm just gonna fry it without moving from here, mixing it around for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes have passed. I let the meat fry for 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna add the mixed vegetables and the olives, and I'm gonna let it cook for around 5 more minutes with the lid on. Five minutes have passed, and as you can see, the meat is completely cooked and the vegetables got cooked there. They were already pre-cooked in the can, so it didn't take that long for them to cook. So our stuffing is ready. I usually cook this stuffing for Thanksgiving to stuff my turkey. This is the first thing I cook in the morning. I cook the stuffing for my turkey. It usually takes the whole day to cook for Thanksgiving dinner. So I cook the stuffing first because we usually make tortillas, and this is what we have for lunch. This delicious dish is good for tacos too, like I said. So it's ready. The stuffing is ready for the turkey. It's delicious, it's tasty. And now we are going to make some tacos with this stuffing. And our delicious stuffing for our turkey or chicken is ready. Look how delicious it looks. Now we just need to start working on the turkey. And while the turkey is cooking, we make these delicious tacos that are ready for lunch. As you can see, it has the oil from the longaniza, but it's so delicious. Okay, let's try these delicious tacos. Hey guys, the stuffing is ready for the turkey. It smells super delicious. So I'm gonna start making the turkey because I'm actually making a turkey. But before, we're gonna have lunch with these delicious tacos like I told you. And yes, while we were cooking the meat, we made some handmade tortillas, fresh meat tortillas. They're delicious. So let's try these delicious tacos.